Hello, I'm Dr. Hamilton Stubbs, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you dropped by, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And don't forget to hit the notification button so you'll know when I'm uploading new videos. I started a series called Fix My Sleep. So welcome to this episode of Fix My Sleep. What I'm doing is I'm sharing with you some questions that people have asked me about their sleep and what I think would be helpful. Now, this video is only for information. It is not intended for medical advice. And if you are having a sleep problem that doesn't get better in a minimum of 2 weeks or a maximum of 2 weeks, then you need to see your healthcare provider. There are so many reasons for disturbed sleep. Some of them could just be simple things that need to be fixed, or sleep disturbance can be a warning of serious health problems and mental health problems. So let's get started with Fix My Sleep. I have a story of a lady who came to see me. She was having difficulty with falling asleep. She would get in bed. She would always be sleepy, but when she got in bed, she would find herself awake and having difficulty with falling asleep. She tried doing things like taking melatonin, taking valerian root, and she liked to have a nightlight on, and she sometimes watched television until she got sleepy or fell asleep, or she would look at a book and read that during the night. The other thing she did was she kept her cell phone near her in case her family needed to reach her during the night. So when we did our history, I like to take a diet history as well as a history of your sleep environment and more details about your health and any kind of medications that you may be taking. She only had a few additional health problems. She was taking medicine for hypertension. And I found from talking to her that she was prescribed this medication to take once a day, and she decided that she would take it at night. The other thing is her sleep environment. She lived alone, but she sometimes felt lonely, so she kept the television on to keep her company and to help her relax while she was in bed. She didn't have a timer, so the television stayed on throughout the night, and if she woke up, she might turn it off or she might keep it on, hoping that the television would help her return to sleep. The other thing is she lived in a neighborhood where she liked to keep her windows closed, but she didn't turn on her air conditioner or use a fan. She also had her lights on at night as a night light. So what we did was, first of all, we looked at her diet. I like to get people to eat things that you need to eat in order to make the neurotransmitters that are necessary for us to go to sleep. Most of us can make these neurotransmitters if we simply eat close to the way nature made the food. So eliminating processed foods or a lot of fried foods will help with your quality of sleep. I also look at beverages, and one of my key things is caffeine. Sometimes people drink caffeine throughout the day because they like the caffeinated beverage. They tend to think that it doesn't interfere with their sleep, so they're not worried that they're drinking caffeine beverages late into the evening. Caffeine can stay in your system for 4 to 6 hours, depending on your metabolism, other medications that you might be taking, your health in general, and your age. But it also stays in the brain a little bit longer. Some people think that caffeine can stay in the brain for almost 3 weeks, and a complete washout will give you a much better quality of sleep. What caffeine does is stimulates wakefulness, and even if you do fall asleep, your brainwave activities will have little snatches of wakefulness, interrupting the quality of your sleep and the transitioning of your sleep to other stages. This pattern of sleep looks very similar to the pattern that occurs in people with chronic diseases. I always ask people, what type of caffeine beverages are you drinking? And how many, what is the size? And give me an idea of the time of your uh, caffeine consumption. What I found is that she did drink a lot of caffeine during the day, and she also used green tea at night. She was under the impression that green tea is relaxing, so she drank it at bedtime and even used it to take her medications. So what did we do? Her physical exam was really unremarkable. I looked at the timing and the type of her antihypertensive medications. If possible, I think diuretics should be taken in the morning or earlier in the day so that you don't wake up at night having to go to the bathroom. I also had her take her medications with just plain water. And she takes her medications in the morning, but anything that you're taking for medication, unless you talk with your doctor or your pharmacist, it's probably better to take that with plain water. The other thing I did was suggested to her that she talk to her friends and families and ask them not to call her throughout the night for general conversations, and to turn her phone off if possible, and to try to take it out of her bedroom. The electromagnetic waves that come from electronic devices have been found to disturb your brainwave activity and interfere with your quality of sleep. The other thing I suggested to her was to turn off her television and not use it as something to help her go to sleep because of the light coming from the television. What that light does is lower your melatonin level. And melatonin is a hormone that is made in our bodies that helps us fall asleep. When you turn the light on, that just makes your melatonin level go down very low. Melatonin starts being secreted in the early evening hours and peaks somewhere between 10 at night and midnight. When you wake up during the night at 10 or midnight and turn the light on, you make your melatonin level plummet. If you wake up early in the morning, your melatonin level should be declining anyway, because during the daytime our melatonin levels are 0 to none or very low. But if you wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and you want to go back to sleep, you aren't doing yourself any favor if you turn on the light and get rid of that melatonin that could help you with falling asleep, returning to sleep, or maintaining your sleep level. When we made those suggestions and she did some changes based on the recommendations, moving her antidiuretic toward the morning, to decrease the amount of her caffeine consumption, to not have caffeine within the 6 hours of bedtime, to turn off her television and give herself a period of relaxation for at least 30 minutes prior to bedtime, and remove electronic devices out of the bedroom, which includes your television. She did sleep better and found that she did not need melatonin. If you do these types of things and you still have problems with your sleep, you might need to be evaluated by your physician or a sleep specialist. One of the commonly overlooked problems for insomnia is obstructive sleep apnea syndrome. If you have a question about obstructive sleep apnea syndrome, then look for my other video where I give you an explanation about obstructive sleep apnea, or go to my channel. Go to my website, drhamiltonstubbs.com, and look at my blog where I have several posts and a video about obstructive sleep apnea syndrome. Another common reason for insomnia, difficulty sleeping at night, is restless leg syndrome. And this is a neurologic condition characterized by uncontrollable jumpiness of the legs, which are periodic limb movements, or a sensation of really discomfort, irritability, and sometimes pain that makes you feel like you need to move your legs. There are many medical problems that could be disturbing your sleep, as well as dietary things. But for this person, we were able to fix her sleep by taking away her antidiuretics at night and moving it into the day, decreasing her caffeine, turning off her television, and moving the electromagnetic field from electronic devices out of her bedroom. I hope you found this interesting. If it helped you, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to share. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit notifications so you'll know when I upload a video. I try to upload videos every Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.